Hey everybody, it's another edition of There Will Be Trivia. It's me, John Marr, and the man who we thought was lost, the virtuoso Will Cohen. Will, good to see you finally hosting. It's either been me and Henry or me, but you're finally here hosting. How's it feel?
Well, this is technically my second time hosting, but yes, it has been quite a while since I've done so. I'm doing good. It's been a chaotic few weeks, and when this one came up, I said, "Okay, I need to show up."
And we have it's the final debut match. This is the
final
34, 35, and 36 in the league making their debuts. They've not played this format before. What do you think about these guys before I bring them one at a time? You got any predictions? Any commentary?
Oh, I have absolutely no predictions, but Chad and Tiz. Chad and I have kind of like this gentleman rivalry thing going on. So it's great to actually be on this side of it. So I can actually see how he does against other people. Tiz and I have had very minimal interactions trivia-wise, but we have chatted outside a couple times of things. He's a great guy. Papa is another guy that I've seen quite a few times. He's very, very entertaining. All three of these guys are going to be very, very entertaining tonight, and I think this is going to be a great way to finalize our debut players.
Now, we're going to bring them in one at a time to just see how they're feeling, and we go in alphabetical order by first name. That's just how we did things. That's our tiebreaker as well. So first coming in, Mr. Anthony Tisdall. Hey, welcome. I know, just like everybody else, you haven't played here yet. So how are you feeling?
I mean, I'm as ready as I'm going to be. I got two people that I like. I've played before. They're great guys. So this should be fun. I'm looking forward to trying the new style. And I'm just glad I made somebody watch some more Audrey Hepburn movies. So
always great.
For that. But I'm excited. This will be fun.
So the next person we're going to bring in is Mr. Chadwick Webb.
There he is.
Hello.
Hey. Chad, same question. I mean, you've seen it. I know you've watched these. You've probably played in some There Will Be Trivia Opens, I believe. How are you feeling about the singles format and your chances tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a lot of the videos, and, it's actually been kind of a while since I've played, just singles general trivia with, strengths and stuff like that. I like both of these competitors, so this is going to be kind of a fun match, I think. And I'm also glad that you found Will, apparently. So
he was missing for a long time. It was crazy. Yeah. He showed up for when we played together. Other than that, missing. So he might have a situation with his wife, too, where she lets him out occasionally. I don't know. It might be the same as me.
Yeah, but she forgot to put the leash on the last time, and then I wound up in Guam.
It sucks. All right.
Yeah, I know.
It's a long flight.
More on that later.
All right. With that, we're going to bring in our
boat ride.
Last, but that's certainly not least in any stretch of the imagination. It's everyone. What is he? The 31st favorite Papa in trivia? It's Jacob Papa.
34th, 5th?
Somewhere in
there. Normally it's 38th, but I will take.
I'll upgrade you. 31st now, man. There's definitely some deadbeat dads up in this place. So you're 31st now.
Sweet.
How are you feeling? And how you feeling? Have you watched the matches? What's your take?
I watched 3 of the matches. Here's the fun fact. Anthony just recently beat me in a match a couple months ago. Plus, he's happily married, so he's beating me in real life. Chad has beaten me in trivia. Plus, he's happily married, beating me in real life. So I have nothing to lose here. I have no pressure. All the pressure is on them. Plus, I have little Sean, who is fucking little Sean. So
it's good to see him again. Yes.
No pressure.
All right, with that, we're going to bring everybody in. And while everybody's coming in, here is the rules for round one. We'll get started if there's no questions. Everybody's going to get 3 repeats of the challenge, as is standard. I'm going to start first by reading your first question, and we'll take the odds. Your first question is going to come in the category of movie release dates. What year saw the release of the sequels, Jaws 2 and Dawn of the Dead?
John, what's your favorite sequel?
My favorite sequel? Oh, there's so many. Amazon Women on the Moon, of course, my favorite sequel.
It kind of has to be, isn't it?
Yeah, right?
And I wouldn't be pissing off Chad if I didn't say the squeakquel.
Of course. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to start with Anthony.
Probably would help if I remember when the first Jaws came out. I said 1974.
And Chad.
I was between that and 8, and I went with 8.
And Pop.
1981.
One of you is right. And it's Chad. 1978 is correct.
Thank God.
And just because Chad was right, we're moving right on to question number 2, which is Chad's strength of the wizarding world. Your question: who hand delivers Harry's Hogwarts acceptance letter in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
Wish I had watched any of these movies, and I'm sure I'm going to have to eventually, seeing as I'm playing in a Geek League now, so I probably should watch it.
I just did.
Might help.
I just did the rewatch of them, and they still hold up. I actually love all of these movies, and I do mean all of them, including the ones that people hate, and I don't care.
Same.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll go to Chad.
Hagrid.
Papa.
I said the Hagrid.
And we'll go to Anthony.
Hagrid.
Hagrid is correct. Clean sweep.
Yay.
Your third question is going to come in one of our newly minted categories of war and epics combined. Who composed the scores for Braveheart and Troy? Or, if you're as good as most people in these leagues, guess a composer.
Hey, that's what I'm doing. I know 4 of them, so I'll pick
Try to
one.
get better.
So you have, so you travel back in time. You have to see one of these films. Which one do you see?
You mean live?
No, not live. The movies.
Definitely want to go to Braveheart live. Probably Braveheart, right? 5,
I'd prefer
4,
Troy.
3, 2, and 1. We'll start with Papa.
Jerry Goldsmith.
He is a composer. Anthony,
Hans Zimmer.
also a composer. And Chad.
I was the same way with Link as Anthony. Hans Zimmer.
It's another one of the famous ones. It's James Horner.
Sure.
Clean sweep,
Okay.
dirty sweep.
Sounds like a guy.
He's a guy.
All right.
The
In the
Wrath of Khan
category,
guy.
of the 1990s, what goes missing from the police evidence locker in Bad Boys?
Oh my God.
If the song is stuck in your head, there's a reason.
Answer to this question, not in that song, though, unfortunately.
What you gonna do?
But we're going to need to know what was missing in that locker in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're back over to Anthony.
Well, just went generic. I went drugs.
And Chad.
I went generic too, but I said money.
And Papa.
The one thing that I love, drugs.
It is heroin, but I was nice. I put accept drugs, so we will accept drugs.
I was
And
between
we are
cocaine
all
and heroin.
tied
I'm like,
up.
let's just make this easy.
We are currently all tied up at 2 apiece. Going into
That was my question, right?
that's right. It is your question.
It is Papa's strength of Middle Earth.
No, fuck.
Who plays Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit films? And I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, but, he's a great dude. This dude.
I know that someone made a parody book of this called The Sonnet, and I really want to write it, or I really want to read it, but I don't trust it.
Pretty sure people got the right answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Chad.
Martin Freeman.
Fuck.
And Papa.
Martin the Freeman.
And Anthony.
I'm an idiot. I wrote Martin Sheen.
That would be.
I mean, that would have been very interesting.
So close.
Related to Morgan.
Would that make Charlie Sheen Frodo?
I just made a
Oh.
better movie. That's what I just did.
Sure.
Maybe?
No.
Because that would make, because, oh no, I don't want to know who Gandalf would be.
It
like
would be
Martin
CG.
Freeman.
This was fine.
All right. Question number 6, coming in the category of crime. Who directed The Usual Suspects? Usual Suspects, easily one of my favorite films of all time.
I've definitely watched it a lot. I like it a lot. I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but I definitely like it a lot.
This is the film that like really got me, like this is the film that really wanted me to like made me want to deep dive like all films.
That's fair. It's a gateway film.
Oh, it absolutely is a gateway film. This is like cinematic crack.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are back over to Papa.
Francis Ford Coppola.
And Anthony?
With another generic crime guy, Brian De Palma.
And Chad.
And I said Steven Soderbergh.
Anthony, you were close. It was a Brian. But
It's Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
good at first names apparently, but everything else is just down.
Yeah, Martin, Brian. This one, you don't need a first name. This one, we need to know what happened. Your 7th question is in horror. How do Danny's parents and sister die in Midsommar?
What do you think of Ari Aster? Because he's the one who directed Midsommar, right?
Yeah, that dude loves making movies. Such an attention to detail. Like I can't even like get into it. Like every time you watch those movies, you see like 10 new things. And I'm really excited for the next one, even though it's gonna be like 15 hours long.
You spell that word. Okay.
I haven't seen. The only one I've seen is Hereditary, and after that, it's like, maybe I don't need to see this one again.
Check out Midsommar. 3,
Okay.
2, and 1. We're back over to Anthony
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
and Chad
That's probably right. I said murdered, stabbed.
and Papa.
I said unknown causes.
Anthony is exactly right. Carbon monoxide poisoning. I would have accepted murder suicide, but carbon monoxide poisoning is.
Oh, I almost wrote murder suicide. Fuck.
I'm
I'm
the
serious.
next question. Question 8 comes in Anthony's strength of Audrey Hepburn. What is Joe Stockton's job when we first see her in Funny Face? Funny Face is
Movie.
it's a movie.
I did this, did elicit a lot of sympathy for her in this movie when this whole thing happened in the beginning here. Not trying to color the answer at all.
I can go on, but I don't want Tiz, send me a horse's head.
Yeah.
So
I think people agree Funny Face is a weaker movie. 3.
It's one of the weaker ones, I will admit. Yes.
okay, good.
And
Because,
we're to Chad
I said bookstore sales clerk.
and Papa
I said a chef.
and Anthony.
Yeah, I said works at a bookstore.
Yes, Anthony and Chad are right. She's a bookstore clerk. Yeah. And your final question comes in the category of family. Who plays Eleanor Little in Stuart Little?
Oh.
Fun fact: the person, the one of the screenwriters of this movie, M. Night Shyamalan.
That is a fun fact. No big twists. We know he's a mouse the entire time.
Yeah, he literally wrote this after Sixth Sense, but he did not direct it.
You can tell. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're at Papa
Diane Lane.
and Anthony
Generic mom, Joan Allen.
and Chad.
I said Frances McDormand.
None of those are correct. Looking for Gina Davis. Gina
we're
Davis.
Oh, okay. Now I see her in my head.
All
With
right,
that,
still a very close game. Tiz and Chad are tied at 4 points apiece. Papa very close behind at 3.
well, we're going to go into round 2. Round 2 is our wheel round. But before we get started, let's look at those rules. Behind the scenes, we drew straws, and Anthony's going to go first, and Papa's going to go second, and Chad's going to go third. The wheel has already been primed. Your categories today on the wheel, all the strengths are on there. We got Audrey Hepburn, Wizarding World, Middle Earth, directed by Rian Johnson, movie release dates, MCU actors in DC movies. There's a mystery category on there, which we can't say yet. And then there's a slice for each of you. If your name gets spun, you get to choose whatever you want for whoever's spinning. So here is your first spin, Anthony. And it lands on
Oh.
Chad's choice. So, Chad, would you like to hear the categories again?
Hey, remember when we met in real life and I was nice to you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, you were definitely nice that one time in New York.
The only thing you can't
for
give him is the
sure.
mystery category. You can give him anything but the mystery category. And if we don't know them again, it's your strengths:
Gotcha.
Audrey Hepburn, Middle Earth, Wizarding World, MCU actors in DC movies, Ryan Johnson directed, movie release dates, and I believe there's one more in there somewhere. Or is that it? That's it.
No, that's it.
I'll do. I don't know if this is terrible. I'll do movie release dates.
Yeah, well, this has been fun.
All right, Anthony, your first question in movie release dates. And you can check down for multiple choice. There's worth 2. You can check down for 1. And steals are available, so have your whiteboards ready, hands on screen.
I would recommend having your whiteboards ready.
What year saw the release of the animated films, the Bee Movie, and the Simpsons movie?
Shit.
You can answer in 5, 4, 3.
2011.
2011 is incorrect. Chance for a 2-point steal, both guys. I'll give you 10 seconds to
shit.
write down a year. Scribble that year down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Chad
I'll be kicking myself if it's 07. I said 08.
and Papa.
I said 09.
Chad can
kick
kick yourself.
Yeah.
It's 2007.
As soon as I said 11, I was like, nope, it's 7.
Your second question in movie release dates. What year saw the release of a Star Wars film, a Monty Python film, as well as a Psycho film?
Let's go multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice answers are A, 1980, B, 1981, C, 1982, or D, 1983.
1981.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1-point steal. Answers again. A, 1980, B, 1981, C, 1982, D, 1983, since you're just writing a letter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Papa this time.
1980.
And Chad.
That's what I said as well. 1980.
It is unfortunately the other Star Wars year on that list, 1980.
83.
I'll tell you when anyone came out.
Your third question. The Big Lebowski was released in what year?
God damn it. Of all times, get a big ask question. God, fuck. I don't know. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are in sequential order. A, 1997, B, 1998, C, 1999, or D, 2000. Henry's back there just waiting to hear this.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know what the year it came out.
3.
98.
That is correct for a
Holy
point.
shit. Thank
The
you.
first point scored in this category is the guy that got it hauled on top of him.
There's literally a poster right there.
In your final question to movie release dates, what year saw the release of Woody Allen's Cafe Society?
Let's just go multiple choice real quick.
All right, this one. A, 2012, B, 2014, C, 2016, or D, 2018.
2015.
And we are back. We did discuss backstage, and we are going to uphold Papa's challenge, and we are going to rule against Anthony in that case. But since the answer was given, we're going to give a separate question to Chad and Papa for a 1-point steal, a full question with multiple choice answers. And you get 10 seconds to answer it. What year saw the release of Top Gun? Is it A, 1982, B, 1984, C, 1986, or D, 1988?
Just watching this damn movie before I came on the stream, but I don't know for sure.
And 5,
Did it take your breath away?
3, 2,
No.
1. We'll start with
That
Chad
beach volleyball scene, heck yeah, it did.
I guess 1986.
and Papa.
I also said 1986.
Good for 1-point steals all around. It is 1986.
I knew
All right.
that wasn't bad.
With that, we're going to go to our second contestant, which is Mr. Jacob Papa West. Let's bring that wheel back up, and we'll give him his first spin. Here we go.
Apparently, this is brought to you by ice cream. Oh, never mind.
Chad's choice again. Oh my goodness, it's the Chad show. Chad, what would you like to give Papa? And you still have the three strengths: Audrey Hepburn, Wizarding World, Middle Earth, MCU actors in DC movies, and Ryan Johnson directed.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give him Wizarding World.
Okay.
All right, Chad is giving Papa his own strength of Wizarding World. First questioning in Wizarding World: which Wizarding World film features a choir singing "Something Wicked This Way Comes"?
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are A, Chamber of Secrets, B, Prisoner of Azkaban, C, Goblet of Fire, or D, Order of the Phoenix.
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire is incorrect. Chance for 1 point steal for Tiz and Chad.
You were the choices again, I guess.
Choices are A, Chamber of Secrets, B, Prisoner of Azkaban, C, Goblet of Fire, D, Order of the Phoenix.
And we'll just go writing letter 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go to Anthony.
A.
And we're going to go to Chad.
B.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is correct for a 1 point steal. Papa, your next question in the Wizarding World. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, who is playing Ireland in the Quidditch World Cup?
Belgium.
Belgium is incorrect. Chance for a 2 point steal, Anthony and Chad. Chad went to his board very, very quickly earlier.
4, 3, 2, and 1.
Start with Chad first.
Bulgaria.
Oh,
And Anthony.
I said Romania.
Bulgaria is the correct answer.
Most of my letters were in that answer. Should be acceptable.
Is that a challenge?
It's a fact.
I had 3 out of 4 numbers right, and I didn't get that one.
Oh, snap.
That is true. That is true.
Shots fired.
There's precedent.
That's fair. Question number 3. Which film do we first see Bellatrix Lestrange appear?
And 5.
The Order of the Phoenix.
The Order of the Phoenix is correct for 2 points.
I got a Harry Potter question right.
Right, and your final question
Thank you.
in the Wizarding World. How many Wizarding World... let me start over. How many Wizarding World films has Michael Gambon portrayed Albus Dumbledore?
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are 4, or A, 4, B, 5, C, 6, or D, 7.
7.
7 is incorrect. Chance for a 1 point steal. Your options are A, 4, B, 5, C, 6, or D, 7.
I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tiz, you're up.
6.
Chad.
I also said 6.
6 is the correct answer according to IMDb. Everything after Chamber of Secrets.
All right. And we're going to go to our third and final contestant. It's Chad's turn to spin the wheel. So bring that wheel back up. It does like Chad's choice. Let's see what happens.
It does.
If it lands on Chad's choice, I'm rage quitting.
At this point, he can't even take his strength anymore. At least. Yeah. No, this is ridiculous.
What is going on with this wheel?
Oh
Chad.
shit!
This
I shouldn't have given
we
away my
find this
choice
wheel
then.
beforehand.
I will
So-
literally say that has never happened in the history of this. That is wild.
So what's
Yeah,
left?
let's-
What's left is Audrey Hepburn, Middle Earth. Ryan Johnson directed MCU characters, MCU actors in DC movies, or you could take the mystery category for 3 points apiece with no multiple choice.
And they would get 3-point steals.
True.
Okay. Well, okay, hold on. Figure out what the hell's left.
Yeah, this is
Audrey Hepburn, Ryan Johnson, Middle
Middle
Earth.
Earth and MCU actors in DC movies.
The mystery.
Mystery category.
Let me do the sure, let me do Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah,
That was the wrong category, Chad.
that was the right category. Just want to hear these questions.
I'll read these questions. You know I'm a huge fan.
Go for it.
Chad, your first question, Audrey Hepburn. What specific modified plastic item does Linus have made for David after he sits on glass in Sabrina?
Oh. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A, a chair, B, a bed, C, a hammock, or D, a bench.
Bed.
That is incorrect. Options again are A, a chair, B, a bed, C, a hammock, or D, a bench in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Anthony first.
Hammock.
And Papa?
Mm.
Fair.
It is a hammock with the butt cut out of it.
Yep.
Your second question, Audrey Hepburn. Who directed My Fair Lady?
My Fair Lady.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Who directed My Fair Lady?
That is the first repeat used
At all.
in general in this
Yeah.
game. It's pretty impressive.
Is it William Wyler?
William
That's
Wyler is incorrect.
Chance for a 2-point steal.
Shit.
Need some answers in
I can- I think I know who
5,
it is.
4, 3.
I'll repeat.
2.
I'll use one.
That's Anthony's first repeat.
Yep. Who directed My Fair Lady?
Oh,
In
This is wrong. I
4,
want to answer.
3, 2, 1. He won an Oscar and everything. Anthony?
Yeah, I don't know directors. I said Billy Wilder because I just want another director.
Papa?
Frank Capra.
is it
Both
Stanley
incorrect.
Donen?
No, looking for George Cukor.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's right. Damn it.
Your third question, Audrey Hepburn. What year saw the release of Audrey Hepburn's final film?
That was 1989, always.
That is correct for 2 points. And your fourth and final question in the category of Audrey Hepburn. In Roman Holiday, Irving has a concealed camera hidden inside what kind of item?
I did watch this one. Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice answers are A, a pen, B, a lighter, C, glasses, or D, a watch.
Is it a watch?
The watch is incorrect. Choices again are A, a pen, B, a lighter, C, glasses, or D, a watch. and just write the letter. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Papa first.
I said a lighter.
And Anthony?
A lighter.
Lighter is correct.
Also, I don't play by John's rules. I write the actual answer.
Okay, so coming out of round 2, we still have Chad in the lead at 11 points. We have Tiz very close by at 8. We have Papa even closer there at 7.
All right. You probably know how round 3 works if you've been watching all these videos, but in case you don't, here's how round 3 works.
Papa for 2 points. What 2 characters does Benedict Cumberbatch play in the Hobbit trilogy?
He plays Smaug in the Necromancer.
Not even a hesitation for 2 big points, bringing him up to 9 points. So, Tiz.
I'll ask these Audrey Hepburn questions. I love writing them, so I'm going to ask them. Anthony, your 2-point question in the category of Audrey Hepburn. Who plays Rote in Wait Until Dark?
Make sure I get the name right. Alan Arkin.
That is correct.
Movie's a damn gem.
So we're back over to Papa.
Yes. Papa for 3 big points. In the 2 Towers, Aragorn tells Eowyn he is how old?
87.
87 is correct. Tying him up with Chad.
I have a point ahead of Chad. He's a point ahead of Chad.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So we're going to go back over to Anthony for his 3-pointer and Audrey Hepburn. What specific stolen item does Mary continuously blackmail Rosalie about in the Children's Hour?
Oh god, I haven't seen this in a minute. What the fuck was it? Oh.
Need an answer in 5, 4.
Repeat.
Okay, 1
What?
week left.
What specific item does Mary continuously blackmail Rosalie about in the Children's Hour?
I know it's something like that. What the fuck was it?
And 5.
Probably wrong. I'll go with necklace.
Extremely close. It's a bracelet.
Yeah, I was between the 2.
Yeah. So we will ask you your 5-point in Audrey Hepburn. If you don't answer this, it is technically a TKO for Chad.
Sounds right.
Your 5-point question. How much does Monsieur Bonnet's Cézanne forgery sell for at auction at the beginning of How to Steal a Million?
No, you're not fucking around with a 5-pointer. God damn.
This is how we roll.
Yeah, there's no.
I had to watch these.
These movies are great. Like, I just don't understand the issues with this. I can have a debate while I try to.
How to Steal a Million? How to Steal a Million I like. So.
It is a good one. I don't know. We'll say 5 million.
Nah, it's 515,000.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It was the 60s or whatever it was. With that, we do have to go to Chad now because Chad is technically behind Papa.
And I'll go ahead and read the questions in the Wizarding World.
Okay.
For 2 points here, Mr. Chad. From 2001 to 2010, name 2 of the 3 years that did not see a Harry Potter film released.
You said 2001, 2010. You have 2003. You also have 2008.
Those are acceptable. We also would have accepted 2006.
6. Yeah.
So you're reading them all, Will. So this is going to be Papa's 5-pointer. He has to hit it to kick it back over to Chad.
Absolutely. Papa, for your 5 points. Who plays Deagle, Smeagol's ill-fated cousin, in Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King?
down to 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
Okay, your first repeat. Who plays Deagle, Smeagol's ill-fated cousin, in Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King?
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
Okay, you have one repeat left. And who plays Deagle, Smeagol's ill-fated cousin, in Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
That is your final repeat. Who plays Deagle, Smeagol's ill-fated cousin, in Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bella Baker.
And your winner,
Anthony, it was a close match through and through, so it's not like anybody got blown out. It all came down to the higher point questions. How you feeling?
I mean, I was in tie with lead round one. That works for me. Round two, when you get a category, it's literally one of the only two categories that on that wheel, I was like, if I get that, I'm effed. It popped up. Or, well, Chad gave it to me, which is fine. Chad got his strength 3 times. If you do that, probably going to win the match. You're going to have a really good chance of it. But that's fine. I got to listen to some Audrey questions all the way around. I was happy about that. I was between bracelet and necklace the whole time. I was like, I know it's jewelry. I know it's one of those two. It's been a minute since I've seen that one, and no chance I was getting the 5.
I also like the Children's Hour. I'll tell you, I don't shit on all those. I like the Children's Hour, and I do like Hudson and Lane.
Children's Hour, good movie.
Children's Hour, watch the Children's Hour if you haven't. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a good introduction.
So, it is what it is. I had fun doing this. I'd like to come back and try again, and hopefully just do a little better in round one. And maybe I'm, just not a fandom guy really. So when there's a bunch of fandom categories, I'm gonna do okay at that.
I'm with you. All right. With that, we'll talk to our second place finisher, Mr. Jacob Papa West.
Hi, Papa.
He's always happy. How you feeling, Papa?
Well, I'm not always happy. When my wife left me, I was actually very emotionally distraught. But now I'm trying to get a lot happier. That being said, Anthony, I beat you. Haha, suck it. And Chad, you're welcome for the win, because I am the reason that you TKO'd Anthony for my clever challenge. I will accept a Cash App payment of whatever you see fair, $307 Jakob. That is YAHKOB.
Hey, that's for anybody out there. Go nuts. All right. With that, since he's soliciting money, we're going to have to send him off screen. We're going to bring on our winner for today, Chad Webb.
So, Chad, how do you feel? How do you feel about the win today?
I mean, I feel good about the win, the TKO, all that, but it was very stressful. Had I known that it was going to spin me 3 times, I would have had my choice 3 times. I would have had a very different strategy there. I actually was trying to be nice to give Anthony movie release dates, which right after his response, like, oh, great. I was like, okay, well, I was trying to be a little nice there, because I felt bad. But then, I missed like 2 questions that I kind of knew but didn't know. Like I was in between 2007, 2008 for like B-Movie and Simpsons, because I saw Simpsons in the theater and I was like, I think that was either high school or senior year or before. And I just was making like so many mistakes. And then like giving Papa Wizarding World, if I knew, I was in there like trying in my head to be like, am I going to be able to get Wizarding Worlds? Like at least this way I'll get some steals. Cause I would have ran that category. So I could have did much better, but hey, I'm still glad that I won. So that's W's a W.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. In the next round of matches, since this is the last singles match we're doing, we're actually going to add 2 more slices to the wheel, so it randomizes a little bit more. You'll have more to choose from when the choice slice. So there'll be 12 slices instead of 10. So coming soon to There Will Be Trivia.
I love the format, by the way. It's a great format.
All right, thank you, Chad. We
Absolutely.
appreciate it. With that, let's wrap up the show now. Will, how'd you feel about this match?
I felt great. This was, as I thought it was going to be, a very entertaining match. There were a few foibles here and there, but nothing too horrible. I think this was a great way to close out our debut matches, and I can't wait to see how the round 2 of the singles league goes here.
Yeah, so we do have our teams tournament coming up. That's coming up, and we're also doing our round 2, the second batch of, we're going to re-rack everybody, get everybody second set of matches based on scores. Maybe we'll release the standings, and you can probably figure out who's playing who off of that. But until then, I'm John Marr. That's Will Cohen for Henry Confidential, and for the few times we have guest writers, for everybody there, for all the players, for Anthony, for Chad, for Papa West. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time on There Will Be Trivia.